Child, the Kardashian empire might be shaking because Corey Gamble said, "Pay me or I'll spill all the tea." And honestly, the way this is going, Kris better dust off that checkbook because Corey has been in that Calabasas mansion long enough to know where all the skeletons are buried. Grab your popcorn because this one is juicy.
So, word on the street, and by street, I mean radar online, is that Corey Gamble is done with Kris Jenner. Like pack the Louis bags and leave the compound done. And here's the kicker. Corey wants millions for his services. Services like boyfriend, chauffeur, emotional support dog, part-time bodyguard, and occasional coffee fetcher. But listen, instead of taking accountability and getting a job like a grown man, this dude is allegedly trying to blackmail his ex to keep from going broke. Sir, Kris Jenner is not an unemployment office. If you really think you deserve a paycheck, go manage an artist again, work in PR or do something. Don't hold the Kardashians hostage because you don't want to downgrade from luxury vacations to coach seating. Y'all, the signs have been there. Remember that boat incident in Venice during Jeff Bezos' wedding? Kris allegedly snapped at Corey, like, "For God's sake, I said I want to ride alone." Sis was giving very much boss yelling at the intern vibes, not loving girlfriend. Then there was the Beyonce concert in Vegas, where Khloe had to jump in and play peacemaker because Kris was apparently going off in public again. And honestly, if my partner was humiliating me like that, I'd either fix it or leave. But what did Corey do? Stayed, and now he wants a payout. Make it make sense. And let's be real, Kris has been upgrading everything. Her brand, her body, her face, even her real estate portfolio. Meanwhile, Corey stayed exactly the same. The streets are whispering that Kris is ready for a younger, shinier model. And honestly, I can see it. But that doesn't excuse Corey's behavior. Acting like you're owed millions because you stayed in a relationship, that's not love, that's a business transaction that went left.
And while Kris and Corey are falling apart, Scott Disick is apparently sliding back into the family drama, with Kim checking on him and Kourtney rolling her eyes. Now, I love Scott for the chaos, but the thought of Kim and Scott ever being a thing, whew, I can already hear the think pieces. But hey, this family loves a plot twist, so stay tuned. Here's the thing. Corey is acting like a victim, when in reality, he's just refusing to take responsibility. If you don't want to be broke, get a job, boo. Write a book, start a podcast, or go back to artist management. Blackmailing your ex is not the flex you think it is. Kris owes him nothing, but maybe an Uber ride out of Calabasas. That's it. That's the list. But what do y'all think? Should Kris cut the check and shut him up, or let Corey talk and face the fallout? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this tea is scalding. And before you click off, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow, it helps the algorithm, and it's free. Plus, it lets us keep bringing you even more piping hot tea. Until next time, Duku out. What?
So Corey was born November 10th, 1980 in Atlanta, Georgia, okay? Atlanta, Georgia is where he grew up and he spent most of his childhood. Corey attended Westlake High School, as you can see him up at the very top. In high school, Corey was actually nicknamed Mr. Dependable because he was actually very dependable. All the teachers said that he was great at handling his rigorous schedule and being the captain of the football team. So he had a lot of accolades from his high school. After graduating in 1999, he did go on to Morehouse College, where he did receive a business degree. After graduating from Morehouse College, Corey would start to date Sheree Buchanan, which is the ex-wife of NFL star Ray Buchanan. Corey and Sherry dated for about 3 years, but Sheree says that the relationship ended violently once she told Corey that she was not interested in being with him anymore. She actually had to get a restraining order on him because he was a violent person, allegedly. One thing that I did notice about this relationship is that Sherry was about 10 years older than Corey, and as we all know, he is dating Kris Jenner, which is about 25 years older than him. So it looks like Corey might like older women. It might just be his thing. But one of the friendships that I wanted to speak about is the friendship that Corey has with P. Diddy, okay? So P. Diddy and Corey have been friends for a very, very long time. There's dozens of photos all over the internet of Corey with P. Diddy's children when they were very, very young. So they were taken years ago. So I'm not sure how Corey and P. Diddy became friends, but speculation does say that, Corey went to Morehouse College, which is the same college that Farnsworth Bentley went to. And Farnsworth Bentley was actually, P. Diddy's assistant. So maybe Farnsworth and Corey knew each other from going to Morehouse, and maybe that's how he connected with P. Diddy. That is just speculation, and I'm not sure exactly. But Corey did have a very, very close relationship with P. Diddy and Kim Porter. Kim Porter is the mother of P. Diddy's children, and she passed away. And Corey was actually on the scene when the coroners came to take Kim's body away. So the situation with all that is very crazy. Last but not least, I was actually able to find some photos of Ludacris, Shaq, and Michael Jordan, all with Corey Gamble as far back as 2001. So Corey has been tied in for a very, very long time. And again, speculation. Some people say that Corey might be a part of the CIA. I don't know how true that is. I don't know, One thing I can say, Corey Gamble does remind me of the Cleanup Man. When I say the Cleanup Man, I think of Ray Donovan. If you are not familiar with who Ray Donovan is, it's a show that was on Showtime, and it was about basically a guy in LA who cleaned up after athletes and entertainers whenever they had a problem. When I say cleaned up, I mean cleaned up. So
Gamble still remains very close friends with Ellen and Portia. While Corey Gamble was working closely with Scooter Braun hand in hand with many young pop stars, Corey would often post himself traveling on luxurious private jets. In quite a few photographs, private jets that Corey is traveling on look a lot like P. Diddy's private jet, which certainly would not be a surprise knowing that they go back so many years. But Corey Gamble's connection to P. Diddy, along with his close proximity to many young pop stars, is sinister to say the least. Now, this next connection and friendship is very, very strange. Not only is Corey Gamble connected to very influential figures in the celebrity realm, he is also well connected to influential figures who work behind the scenes. Corey has said that he's close friends with a Russian-Canadian billionaire named Alex Schneider. Not only is Alex Schneider a major investor in a myriad of different businesses in real estate, he is also the owner of the Grand Prix, which he purchased from Eddie Jordan in 2005 and renamed it to Midland F1 Racing. Corey Gamble has said that Alex Schneider is one of the coolest guys that he knows. I was absolutely fascinated while I was doing research into Alex Schneider, as Alex Schneider was a major investor and partner alongside Trump in the creation of the Trump International Hotel and Tower in Toronto. Alex Schneider and this disgraced former president have a lot of real estate partnerships that still stand firm to this day. Not only this, but Alex Schneider was actually named as a key link in financial collusion between Trump and the Russian government in a 2017 investigation. It's not a conspiracy theory, this is public record. I think we all know that this connection goes a lot deeper, but I think I'm gonna leave it at that and we're gonna get back to the tea. Corey Gamble has also had a long-standing friendship with the father of Miley Cyrus and country musician Billy Ray Cyrus. Their friendship dates all the way back to when Billy Ray Cyrus still had his infamous mullet. Corey Gamble and Billy Ray Cyrus's friendship goes all the way back to long before he met Kris Jenner, but it spanned all the way to his relationship with Kris Jenner. And before Billy Ray Cyrus and Tish Cyrus divorced, Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble would often go on on double dates with the celebrity couple. Another very well-known couple that Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble would double date with, Babyface and his wife Nicole. If you're not aware of who Babyface is, he is a very influential singer, songwriter, and producer in the industry, and he has been since the late 80s. Babyface is also a very, very close associate of P. Diddy. Just last year, P. Diddy and Babyface wrote and produced the song Kim Porter, which was basically Diddy's ode and tribute to his late ex who passed. Speaking of dating, let's talk about how Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble even met in the first place. According to the couple, the two of them met on a yacht while celebrating a 40th birthday for a fashion designer that was hosted by Kanye West in Ibiza. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I do not believe that these two are in a real relationship, and a lot of my opinion really stems from simply their body language. When we see Corey and Kris out in public,